Hi everyone, welcome to SciMath Academy. In today's video, we are gonna focus on how to multiply decimals by whole numbers. The multiplication of decimals by whole number is just like regular multiplication but with one twist, which is the placing of a decimal point and the final answer. So here is a three-step process that you can follow and multiply the decimals by whole numbers. First one is to ignore the decimal points and multiply the decimal by whole numbers. Number two is to count the number of decimal places and the original number that we have to multiply. Number three is to place the decimal point and the final product so that the decimal places and the final answer is equal to the sum of the decimal places and the original numbers. So we will solve some example using these tips, right? For example, 2.5 multiplied by 4. So 2.5 multiplied by 4. So 4 times 5 is 20, write 0 and carry 2. Right, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Right, so here we see that there is one decimal point in the 2.5. 1 dp and 2.5, and there is no decimal point. So here we will bring down the decimal point down. We will carry the decimal point from right to left by one place, right, which makes the 110, right? So 2.5 multiplied by 4 is equal to 10. So we can say that 2.5 times 4 is equal to 10. Now here is another example, 3.72 multiplied by 5. Again, we will use this formula, and the first step is to ignore the decimal point, right? So 3.72 times 5. So the first step is to ignore the decimal. So 5 times 2 is 10, write 0 and carry 1, right? 5 times 7 is 35 plus 1 is 36, write 6 and carry 3. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 3 is 18, right? So the answer is 1860. So here we see that there are two decimal places and 3.72. So we will carry the decimal point two places and the answer, right? So this is one place and this is second place, right? So the answer is 18.6, right? So we can say that 3.72 multiplied by 5 is equal to 18.6. So again, here is another example, 0.08 multiplied by 6. 0.08 multiplied by 6, right? 6 times 8 is 48, right? So here we see that there are two decimal places and 0.08, right? We will carry the decimal point two places from right to left, right? So this is one place and this is second place, right? So the answer is 0.48. Right, so we can say that 0.08 multiplied by 6 is equal to 0.48. Now here is another example, 0.5 multiplied by 12. 12 times 5 is 60. So here we see that there is one decimal point and 0.5, and there is 0 decimal point and 12, right? So we will carry the decimal point one place from right to left, right? So here we put the decimal point which is equal to 6. So we can say that 0.5 times 12 is equal to 6, right? Now it's your turn to pause the video and comment the answer of 3.2 multiplied by 4 in the comment section. Now in the example number 5, we will multiply 0.6 by 3. So again we will multiply 0.6 by 3 just like whole numbers, right? So 0.6 multiplied by 3. So 3 times 6 is 18, right? There is one decimal place and 0.6. So there should be one decimal place in the answer, right? So we will carry the decimal point from left to right one places, right? So the answer will be 1.5. So we can say that 0.6 multiplied by 3 is equal to 1.8. Now we are gonna solve example number 6, which is 2.4 multiplied by 22, right? So 2.4 multiplied by 22, right? 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 2 is 4, right? 2 times 4 is 8 and 2 times 2 is 4, right? Down the 8 and 4 plus 8 is 12, right? 2 carry 1 plus 4 is 5, right? So here we see that there is one decimal place and 2.4, right? So there should be one decimal place in the final answer. So we'll carry the decimal point from right to left one place, right? So we'll bring the decimal point from here to this point, right? So the answer will be 52.8. So we can say that 2.5 multiplied by 22 is equal to 52.8.